What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Moody back again. Um, Today we will be talking about JBA Season 3 and about the league overall. This is going to be a part 2 video. Part 1 was uploaded on the league host's channel, JadeHex. Be sure to check him out, sub to him if you're not already. He's a great guy, and he's really good at organizing this league. So, we're going to get into part 2. If anybody has an issue with part one or if any issue with any of these power rankings, uh, deal with it first and foremost. And let me know. I mean, let me know why your team, or if you're one of the coaches, why your team you think is better than I'm thinking and that I'm giving it credit for. Just to be clear, I really do actually like all the teams, most of the teams. Like I like 90% of the teams. So I mean, no team's really bad, but just small nitpicks here and there. But don't want to spoil too much, so let's get into it. This is my discussion with JadeHex.
So I got at number 6. I got the West Virginia Wingles, coached by Fancy.
Yeah, so Fancy's team. He has a lot of stupid passive folks that I don't like. He has Skarmory, he has Dusclops, he has Livani, he has Pachirisu. And, he has, a lot of his Pokemon are either super passive or don't do any damage without setup. Like Blastoise.
Yeah,
Blastoise doesn't do much
I
damage.
like this draft for 4 reasons. The 4 mons of Scolpede, Skarmory, Mega Gardevoir, and Tyranitar.
Yeah, those are good mons. The rest of the team is garbage. Not garbage, but like not good, to say the least.
I don't think there's much between Tyranitar, Tyranitar, Scolopede, and Gardevoir, like from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah, like you break through everything and you like crush every defensive mon. Like it's good. It's a good core. It's just like the rest of the mons I don't like at all. Like
I like Zygarde. Zygarde's kind of cool.
Zygarde is cool. It's a good mon for this draft. It's just like think of everything else. Like Typhlosion's a barely decently weak special attacker. His special attack isn't that high. He's not that fast. He's okay. He's fine. But he's not great. Blastoise is kind of a weird wall. He doesn't do much damage, but he can soak up a couple hits. But without leftovers, he's like can't take those hits for very long. Skarmory's just really passive. He basically runs Spin F on him almost every game. Sometimes he'll get Rocks up, sometimes he won't. You're going to be running Roost, Brave Bird, 2 moves. Whether those 2 moves be Spikes, Stealth Rocks, Defog, what have you. It's still very passive, doesn't do much damage, generally. If you can do something else to Skarmory, good on you, but like he is a very passive mon. Dusclops is the most passive mon. He's the definition of a passive mon. And Livani, I don't know if this is even like that amazing of a webs team. Like his sweepers aren't like that hard hitting. Like he has Gardevoir, of course, and then I don't know. Scoloped's a good mon. Gardevoir's a good mon. Tyranitar is a good mon. Zygarde is a pretty good mon. I don't know how I like them together.
I think the combination of T-Tar, Gardevoir, and Scolopede is really scary.
Like I don't like how they are together with the rest of the team.
Yeah, but I mean, if you bring those 3, Skarmory, and then pick your 2 based on the matchup, like I think that's solid.
It's solid, but I don't know. When it comes to league, like having 4 solid mons isn't enough. You're gonna need 4 solid mons and a good enough strategy. And a lot of teams kind of falter on like say there's a lot of teams that can handle like obviously you can't handle those 4 mons reliably. It's just like I don't know. I don't know how to word this. It's just like you need a bit more variability, and Fantasy's team doesn't have that variability. And the variability is like shuffling in a weak mon every week, like shuffling in your weak passive mons, and otherwise, like pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that like Scolopede, Zygarde, and Tyranitar can be ran like, or at least Scolopede and Tyranitar can be ran in so many different ways.
Yeah.
That like between those are like having like a couple mons right there. And then plus, like, the potential of, like, Scolopede getting a +2/+2 to Tyranitar. Or, like even a +2 speed to Gardevoir.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of potential with Scolopede. It's just, like, I don't think the rest of the players are there. Pachirisu is garbage.
He should have gone Zeptreka there. Like, he even admitted it in the draft. He was like, but I just want to I don't even know how to say this mon's name.
Pachirisu.
Pachirisu. He should have gone Zebstrika.
And also Fancy's done work with Purugly. He in the games he did brought it, he did something cool with it basically every time. He does have moves like Super Bang and shit like that, that can actually do some work. It just doesn't hit very hard.
It's a good lead.
Yeah, it's a decent mon. It has taunt. It has a really nice speed tier at 112, same as Scolipede. I think Purugly's one of his better tier 6s. Leavani is situationally useful, but he doesn't really have the team for Leavani. If he's gonna go speed through his team, it's probably gonna be with Scolipede and not with Leavani. So Leavani's kind of useless. Roughly, who are you passing speed to that Scolipede can't already pass speed to with Baton Pass when you're setting up sticky webs?
It kind of just if you don't want to pass with Scolipede, that's the thing. I know from the last 2 seasons that I had, I never I wanted to pass more than I did, but I found myself having to run protect 3 attacks.
Alright, fair enough. It's just I don't know if he can pull off Leavani, and I don't think he has the mons. He doesn't have the super strong wall breakers to go. He has Gardevoir and Tyranitar potentially, but he doesn't have an Emboar or something to benefit off the sticky webs.
Yeah, that's true. If he had a
Tyrantrum or an Emboar, something
if he had
really strong.
Emboar instead of Blastoids.
He needs a spinner, to be honest. He needs a spinner if he wants to stack a little bit. But
who's really stacked? Well, besides I guess Skarmory and Leavani and T-Tar, but I don't know. It's just I think
I think if Typhlosion was an Emboar or something something he can do that's not he needs a better mon that hits harder to make this sticky web strategy more of a thing.
Do you think Delphox? Do you think Delphox would have been better than Typhlosion?
Not with Gardevoir, but I don't know. I think his team went wrong somewhere, and he has a lot of weak picks as a result. The mons that aren't Tyranitar, Scolipede, and Gardevoir are all pretty bad. And Zygarde's not bad, but Skarmory is okay. He's just kind of a predictable mon generally. But I don't know.
Do you think Skarmory is worth a tier 1 price?
Maybe. It's very variable what you need. If you need something from Skarmory, he's fine. It's just not a super valuable tier 1 pick. It's just kind of it fills holes. It's just not a flashy pick. He does have some picks to work with it. It's just it's never super exciting to be okay, I'll pick Skarmory.
Yeah. I feel tier 1 is where you get the power. I would never suggest moving Skarmory down to tier 2, but I would never use a tier 1 on Skarmory.
Yeah, that's fair. Tier 1 is basically where you get mons that you can't get anywhere else. You get a Victini at tier 1, you get Garchomp at tier 1.
You get
one that can't do anything else.
Yeah, and I feel tier 1 is the franchise. But he went the route of 4 tier 1s.
Yeah, he has 4 or 3 tier 1s. I don't remember.
Skarmory, Scolipede. I guess I was counting Mega Gardevoir, but Mega Gardevoir is tier 1 Mega, but
yeah, he has a lot of power. It's just I don't think the rest of the players are quite there. I think he's gonna have a lot of issues down the road, but
do you think he should have gone a lower tier Mega and then try to make up the points and then use them in his free picks?
I don't know. I just think he could have picked better picks that weren't the Tyranitar Zygarde. Tier 4 down, I think was a really bad draft. To be fair,
tier 4. I think tier 6 is defensible, but I think 3, 4, 5 might be.
I think everything below Blastoise was a bad pick. Given the rest of his draft,
from 3, 4, 5, 6.
All of his Pokemon from 4, 5, 6 tiers 4, 5, and 6.
From an actual draft picks perspective.
Not from what position he drafted. All of his tier 4 pick, his tier 5 pick, and his tier 6 picks are not that great for his draft.
Yeah, he could. But he has the core to make free agency adjustments.
Yeah, he does. He has Pokemon that he has good Pokemon. It's just I don't think if he drafted a little bit better, he wouldn't need to use free agencies. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I think Dusclops, Skarmory, Leavani, Pachirisu, and Purugly, all together, those are 5 months that are very passive and do basically nothing. So, I
Yeah.
don't know.
But hey, I like the team, and I'm playing in week 1, so fancy don't blow me back.
Well, we'll see how good the team is when you play against it, shall we?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So moving on to number 5. I have the Arizona Diamondbacks coach.
I think that team's bad this time.
You know what? We were talking about this a little bit, and then I looked at it today, and I moved it way up because I think it's actually pretty good.
Okay, name is ground resist, or name is electric immunity.
Electric immunity. That's a good point. Kind of Mega Venusaur and Rotom Wash.
Yeah, either of those are immune to electric and prone to whittling, and yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's a pretty big weakness, not having an electric immunity. Let's be fair here.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, he can work around it a little bit.
He works around it by dropping Liepard or Beartick for a ground type. That's how he works around it. He fixes.
He should have been his. That's another. I will knock him for tier 6 not going with the ground type.
Yeah, you can get Stunfisk or something, like anything that's not a Beartick, and you can make sure your ground immunity is your electric immunity isn't nothing. Like you can get Electivire in tier 5, you can get any ground type in tier 6, even if it's like a Golem or Stunfisk or something. It's still something you can switch into a Volt Switch and not get completely dumpstered by. Like having no immunity to Volt Switch is like actually a really big deal. You lose so much momentum.
Yeah, not having Stab Earthquake. No Stab Earthquake.
No Stab Earthquake. Terrakion does a decently powerful Earthquake, but like I'm thinking just like on the cusp of like you bring an electric on Rotom Wash or something, and he either stays in, takes a pretty decent Volt Switch hit, or and you switch into your own ground type or whatever have you, or he switches out and you get a decent amount of chip on something like a Mega Venusaur or what have you.
Yeah.
Or Dredagon, who also doesn't have reliable recovery, or Empoleon or whatever have you. Like, whatever he switches into a Volt Switch, doesn't want to take that Volt Switch. It doesn't want to take repeated Volt Switches. Like, if it switches in Aromatisse is the only one who can, like, not... Like, he can heal himself from that Volt Switch pretty reliably. It's just, like...
Well, Mega Venusaur can, too.
Yeah, Mega Venusaur can, too, but, like, the biggest way you deal with a Mega Venusaur is get, like, a decent amount of chip and then go into a strong hitter. Like, you Volt Switch into, like... Your Psychic type, or your Volt Switch into your Flying type, or like he doesn't have an immunity to Volt Switch, and I think that's too big of a weakness to ignore in rating him so high. Like he rated him 5th best. I think not having a Volt Switch immunity is a huge deal.
Yeah, I mean, I like the team. I like the speed. I love, if he took Victini instead of Entei, he would have had a Season 1 championship core. Rotom Wash, Mega Venusaur, and Victini.
But you had a Rhyperior.
I was actually so mad.
At the very least, you had a Rhyperior.
That's true, I did. But I was so mad when he didn't pick Victini there and he took Entei instead. I mean, I get it. Maybe he didn't want to use Victini 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah. He already got MVP with it, so his 2-win MVP of Victini. But yeah.
Liepard's a cool mon too. Liepard,
it's a cool mon, but it should have been an electric immunity. If it was Evire or something, I would have been a lot more happy. Just flat out.
Yeah.
Evire or a ground type. That's all I ask for. Just give him one switch into Volt Switch that can stop the momentum.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I didn't really think of it like that. I kind of just got, I got captivated by my Mega Venusaur.
Like he does something with Crobat, you bring in a really fast electric. Like you bring in a Jolteon onto a Crobat, and you're like, oh fuck. What do? I switch into something, he gets Volt Switch momentum, or I leave in Crobat and he dies.
Yeah, I guess this one stop to Volt Switch would be like specially defensive Rotom Wash.
And even though it's not a stop, he uses the Volt Switch, of course, but then you switch into something else that can deal with a Rotom a lot more easy. Like,
oh yeah, I mean Rotom can be hard to deal with.
Yes, of course. It's just like I don't like that he has no Volt Switch immunity. I think that's a pretty big deal.
He did get the best. I think he did get the best tier 2 mon.
Yeah, Rotom's definitely really good. Milotic might be a better one in my opinion, but
yeah, I mean Rotom Wash kind of beats Milotic 1v1.
I mean, depending if he has Mirko or like just Toxic Stalling or whatever have you.
Well, that's when you launch Toxic on Milotic before it can launch Toxic on you.
Well, one of the two has reliable recovery and really good special defense. So
yeah, but I mean, like the speed is pretty good.
The speed's fine. It's just like I can't fathom why he went with the Liepard Beartick as his low tiers when he really has no switch into an electric type move, and like that's like a mandatory thing.
Yeah, he should. I don't know what he's doing with the Beartick.
Like the only team he has, like he doesn't even have rain. Flush rush isn't a thing yet. Like his Beartick is gonna be nothing.
Yeah, I don't really know what he's doing.
Like the only team he doesn't have like a pretty janky matchup with is like the Wingles because their electric types are Pachirisu.
That's a good point.
And they're not even in the same division, so they won't even play. Like, think of teams in his league. Rotom Bull switches on him all day. He has he has Rotoms in like 3 of his matchups that he has to deal with all the
Damn, he has to deal with all Rotoms.
Yeah, so in the X League we have the Rotom Heat from Polish, the Rotom Fridge from Tom, and the
Rotom Spin.
And the Rotom Band from the Rotom Spin and Rotom Band from Dougie. He also has he has Kyurem's Volt Strikes and shit like that. He has Magneton's Volt Switches. He can't really switch into, and then of course we have L5's. L5 doesn't have an electric, I don't think. No, he doesn't. L5's the only team that doesn't have an electric. You can just flat out abuse that.
Yeah, I mean, we need Cole to trade Rotom Cut to the X division.
Yeah, just find a way to get every Rotom appliance into that league.
Yeah, I mean, it
already has 4 to 5.
Yeah, and then the regular Rotom. What's the regular Rotom called? Rotom Hex?
Yeah, it's just Rotom.
Oh, Rotom.
Rotom normal, if anything.
Yeah, but I mean, besides that big kind of, I do like all the other mons. Like I like all these mons.
I think there's also another issue in the fact that his defensive mons are kind of he has Venusaur good. Trying to get an Empoleon are kind of awkward in the same team, just in the case that they both can take like 1 or 2 hits and then not recover them off. But
yeah, they can fire off a pretty good hit.
They can fire off decently good hits. It's just like they're both kind of in that same category of I can be a tank and take like 1 or 2 hits and then not recover it off, and then like Empoleon's basically definition is I can live 1 hit and then do something.
He might have to bring Aromatisse every game.
That's a strong possibility.
Yeah, and then, I mean, like, I love Mega Venusaur, and I love Entei.
He does have Leo's core of Terrakion plus, like, physical fire. It was Darmanitan on Leo's team, and that was really hard to deal with. And this time he does have the Terrakion Entei. That's always going to be an annoying wall breaker core to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like that he doesn't have an electric immunity. Other than that, I think it's fine. But I think that electric immunity is paramount.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how he does with it.
I'm almost guaranteeing he's going to be getting an electric immunity after week 2. So
once free agency open. I can't believe Rhyperior. You should draft Rhyperior, or you should get like Rhyperior, and then he can have Liepard, Rotom Wash.
He can have your team.
Hey, it's a good team. It's one season 1.
Fine, but like
that's what I'm saying. If you drafted Victini, and then if you had Victini, Rotom Wash, Mega Venusaur, and Liepard, I would have been like all in on this team. I would have been like, yes, go. Let's run back.
I just think like he needs something to be electric immune, whether that be a ground type in tier 5 or 6 or something. Just he needs to fix that team with an electric immunity. It might not be a good electric immunity, but he needs something.
Yeah. Well, Zapdos didn't get picked, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of annoying.
All right, moving along. Number 4, I got New York Pokemon Rangers with Coach Dougie. So, looking at his team, I do like the offense. The offense is really good. The bulk's kind of cool with Mega Steelix. Definitely, like, very unique pick. And Kofag is really good.
Yeah, Kofagrigus definitely has some options in team assist with, like, that Toxic Spikes and just kind of being a really fat mon, spreading Will-O-Wisp and whatnot.
Yeah, Toxic Spikes with, like, Hex is always really good. And then even, like, the Toxic, like, I remember I saw this in the UCL when Dan A-Drive ran Toxic Spikes Kofag with Venoshock Venusaur.
Yeah, that can always work for sure.
Yeah. I feel like Kofag must get like Sunny Day, which would be kind of cool.
I don't think it does. It might, like, to be fair, a lot of Pokemon get Sunny Day, but like, I don't think it does, but it very well might. So easy to fact check me on that one.
Togekiss or Pyroar definitely get Sunny Day. One of them has to get Sunny Day. Or even Mew. Mew probably gets Sunny Day.
Yeah, Mew gets everything. So
yeah. So I mean, we'll see like
before we go into this draft, I just want to think, is Mew like shackled to a rule? He does have the defog and Togekiss. He has a decent amount of hazard stacking with the Cofagrigus and the Gigalith and Steelix for Stealth Rocks. So I'm pretty sure the Mew isn't going to be limited to anything. And yeah, so I think at the very least, looking at that team, Mew this is a good Mew team. Like at the very least, he has the option to do basically whatever he wants with his Mew, and he doesn't have to limit it to being a Defogger, limit it to being like a Stealth Rocker or like some kind of bulky mon. And I think that's the biggest flaw with the Mew team. Like when you're forced to, like, as I said before, pigeonhole it into a role. And I'm pretty sure this kind of team works with Mew, and he can definitely use like Swords Dance, Spellbreaker set, or like Nasty Plot. Kind of do a lot of work with it for sure.
Even like a Mew, like Swords Dance, Baton Pass, and like even Weavile or Haxorus could be like devastating.
Yeah, like he has a lot of options he can run with this Mew, and it's kind of like unshackled, and I think that's a really good aspect of it.
Yeah.
His speed is decent. Yeah, he has Weavile, which is always fast. Pyroar is decently fast. I think it's like 105, 110, something around that.
I think Keldeo's fast. Mm-hmm. And then Mew's 100, so it's good.
Yes. Going back to Dougie's team, just a pretty solid team overall. Has a lot of options it can run, and just a lot of power, a lot of potential with it, and I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I think the one little complaint it's not even like that big of a complaint, but I think the one problem might be that like Weavile, Haxorus, Keldeo are like it's hard to be creative with them.
Yeah, like Keldeo can be decently creative with like a sub versus combine versus specs, but that's about it. Weavile, like they're all like they're gonna be a physical, special, or setup sweeper basically all the time. But it's going to be like whatever variant of setup sweeper. It's just going to be a bitch to plan for.
And all three of those mons are weak to fairy. Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Venusaur is a decent fairy switch-in, but other than that, Steelix is definitely a decent enough fairy switch-in. It doesn't want to take too many fire moves, but
yeah. I mean, the problem with Venusaur though is a lot of fairies get like psychic moves.
Yeah. Like, he does have a decent fairy weakness, but a lot of them have fairy coverage. Keldeo doesn't, but nobody wants to take a Specs Hydro Pump or whatever have you.
Yeah.
Gigalith has an actually decent way of dealing with fairies in Heavy Slam because his physical weight is super, super high in comparison to a lot of general fairies. Like Togetic or Togekiss, like, they don't want to take a Heavy Slam. Like, they just get O-code by it. Flat out.
Yeah. He definitely has like the defensive answers to fairies. I just think that like from an offensive mon standpoint, having
he might have trouble breaking through some fairies depending on what his set is.
Or if like someone like mix with his Mega Altaria, and we'll get to him a little later, like sets up like a kind of like a Dragon Dance with Altaria. I mean, of course the Weavile can kind of blow it back with like an Ice Shark.
He's not in the same division as Mix, so I don't think he plays him very much at all. But
I think they might match up once. I don't know who Dougie plays.
He might match up with Mix in week 6 or 7, but normally we stick to the divisions in this league. So
yeah, even for like a Sylveon from like Polish.
Yeah, Polish's Sylveon can be a bit of a threat. Tom's doesn't really have an offensive fairy to deal with. Matt does.
Calm Mind Aromatisse.
Yeah, I mean like that's not really like enough super offensive fairy. He dodges Fancy's Gardevoir, he dodges Mix's Altaria. He doesn't dodge Azumarill.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Azumarill's just kind of a good Pokemon for his team. Aquadra hits Pyroar very move hits literally everything else.
Yeah, and then knock off for Mew and Kofag.
Yeah. So.
But good team.
Yeah, good team. Aside from that, just good team. Just has a lot of potential. It's probably one of the most solid teams, one of the least abusable teams that I can see. Let's go into your next pick, eh?
Yep. So coming in at number 3, I have FC Byron Metagross, coached by Mix.
Yeah, Mix's team's always been pretty solid.
Yeah.
He has a couple. He has a couple walls. I don't know if his team's too flashy. Latios Altaria is just scary together. You are stacking up on your dragons, but
but I mean they're good. They're like kind of different dragons.
Yeah, Infernape's always just a solid pick. Can always run physical war special.
Yeah, and then Porygon 2, Vaporeon, Bronzong is a very good wall trio.
Yeah.
And then Scyther, good tier 6 pick.
Yeah, I think Scyther is a pretty good tier 6. You can set up, you can have Technician, Quick Attacks, and whatever have you.
And then Probopass, I don't know if I necessarily agree with the Probopass pick.
Probopass is fine, maybe not with Bronzong, but Probopass is fine if you want to match up well against a really annoying Steel type. Like, say you're up against a Scizor or what have you. You can have a HP Fire Probopass. He doesn't take too much, like maybe a HP Fire Choppleberry Probopass to deal with the superpower from Mega Scizor and deal a lot of damage back with something like Thunderwave plus Hit Power Fire. Because Magnet is always
kind of just do something similar with Bronzong.
He can do something similar, but he doesn't trap in the Scizor with the Bronzong.
Oh, with the Magnet Pull.
Yep.
What I think what he should have done for 5 and 6, and I think this would have made his team like almost perfect. This would have got him number 1, almost, because I don't really agree with the Breloom pick. But if he had dropped Raichu and Probopass for Piloswine and Zebstrika.
He doesn't really need the electric. He has Galvantula.
That's true. I was just thinking of like replacing Raichu for another electric.
Yeah, Raichu isn't necessary. Probably his most redundant pick with the Galvantula. Like, they both hit like a decently similar speed tier. I think Galvantula is slightly worse with 109. But other than that,
But if you went Piloswine for tier 5.
Yeah, if you got Piloswine in that
a lot better.
I think it'd be a definitely solid pick. Does he have a Volt Switch immunity either? No, doesn't look like it.
Oh no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
that's actually kind of a big deal, at the very least.
What? Yeah, I mean.
Oh no, he has the Raichu. Raichu does give him a Volt Switch immunity with the Lightning Rod. It's not the most ideal, but he does have the Raichu at the very least. So,
yeah, and Porygon 2 can kind of sit in front of Mons.
Oh yeah, Porygon 2 can switch into a lot of Volt Switchers with Trace.
Yeah, especially if that Mon has Volt Absorb
or Lightning Rod or whatever have you. He can switch
to
Jolteon unless he's specifically running Quick Feet to counter Porygon 2.
And then I think the Breloom pick was kind of redundant. I don't really agree with Breloom and Infernape together. Because then you're having, like, I just think they do two similar things. I mean, I know Breloom, Spore, but...
Yeah, a lot of the reasons why you pick Breloom is for that priority Mach Punch, and...
You have it with Infernape.
Fair enough. I think, that's relatively fair.
If he probably didn't want the same Mons again, too, and, I kind of get that, but if he went, instead of Breloom, Mamoswine.
Yeah, of course, it's definitely an option he probably should have run, but...
He could have gotten Mamoswine, too. I know when I picked it, and it was on the table for him.
An obscene amount of time. You see this little 6 here, that's a lot, too long to have a Mamoswine up on the board for.
Yeah. Like, he could have gotten that, or he could have even gotten, maybe Gyarados in Tier 2. I'm just seeing, what's...
What he could have gone for Tier 2 at the time. He picked it Tier 4, so he got it above a lot of... He picked it around 4, so he got it above, maybe half.
Yes. So he could have gone, Staraptor or Gyarados even for Alligator. I even think Conkeldurr actually makes more sense than Breloom, even if you're going for like a dual fighting type.
I think Breloom offers a little bit with Spore, but like a little bit something a little bit more different than Infernape with Spore. But other than that, and like Bullet Seed, Technician, Poison Heal, there's a lot of things you can do with Breloom. But
Breloom doesn't get Gunk Shot, right? No,
I don't think it does. But of course,
Infernape does.
All the monkeys get gunk shot. That's just what you get with their monkey Pokemon. Every monkey gets gunk shot. That's just just a fact.
I do like the draft though. Altaria Latios combo can be pretty scary, and then Galvantula to help with Altaria.
Yeah, Galvantula doesn't even have to run webs. Like we did dig into Fantasy's draft for not having a need for webs, but like Mix's team does have a potential need for webs or something like Altaria and Infernape, both hitting like decently fast B tiers, but like not super duper fast. Breloom is also
it's always
to benefit from it.
Webs are always good, even like because webs like they may not necessarily fit, but then they stop a Scarfer from being scarfed, essentially.
Yeah, like they definitely have a lot of potential too. I think Mix's team has more potential with webs than Fantasy's team does, for sure.
Yeah, a little knockoff week with Bronzong and Porygon too, for like defensive purposes.
Yeah, Altaria's a pretty good knockoff switch in.
True, and then even Scyther too doesn't want to get knocked off with knockoff Violet.
A Violet Scyther is usually not the set. It's usually like going to be like a plate or like choice band or something, but.
I've seen a Violet Scyther though before. It's decent.
It's fair enough. Let's go into, I guess, one of your last few. This might be your team.
Yeah, this is my team. I have myself ranked 2, and I'll justify. I'll fight off all the haters, thinking give myself number 2 ranking. I really like my team for a variety of reasons. I like the bulk. I like the offense. I like the momentum. One thing that I will admit, Mamoswine and Nidoking are kind of I don't want to say they do the same thing, but
they do very similar things.
They do very similar.
Decently slow. They hit really hard. I would have liked if you picked the Sneasel who went undrafted instead of like the Mamoswine and figured out the rest of your draft from there. But Mamoswine is too tantalizing to give up, I guess.
I was just like, look, it's right here. Like, I might as well just go for it. Let's swing for the fences right now. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good pick, but I don't think you needed it.
Yeah, I mean, I could have passed on it, but I just didn't want. I hate playing this mon.
Yeah, fine. I think your team likes Sneasel better, but oh well.
I mean,
you picked up some speed with the Azelf in the end, and the Azelf and the Noivern, but like
Virizion.
Yeah, Virizzion's pretty good too with the 108.
Yeah, Virizzion's 108, and then Noivern's like 123, right?
Yeah,
and then Azelf's
really
like 115.
Yeah, those are all pretty good speed tiers to hit the end in. But like, I think Sneasel at 115 would have been nicer.
Yeah, I mean, I once I picked Mamoswine, I was kind of thinking to myself, I was like, maybe I should have gone Sneasel, and then gone like the 3-3 option. I was thinking of going, but I mean, I kind of like nobody drafted Sneasel, so it's still on the board.
Still on the board. No idea why.
Yeah, that was like there was a couple months where I was like, why didn't this get drafted?
Zapdos wasn't drafted. Sneasel wasn't drafted. It just boggles the mind in some cases.
Yeah, there was another mon. I'm blanking right now, but there's another mon. Maybe I'll think of it in the draft that wasn't drafted, and I was just like, how did this not get drafted? But Mamoswine not getting drafted to like the 6th round was kind of crazy.
I just don't think it was good for your team. That's why I'd personally not rank you as high as you'd like to be, but like, I think it's fine. It's just like not Mamoswine wasn't your pick. I'm a little bit salty about that.
Yeah, I mean, well,
in my opinion.
Yeah, but I do like how Mandibuzz and Volbeat both have Tailwind support. So for something like Nidoking or Mamoswine, or even Charizard X, it gives them a little bit of like boost in the speed, and even like Nidoking behind a Tailwind can rip through a team.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just like, yeah, Mamoswine was not your pick. I didn't want to flat out say during the draft, like, don't pick Mamoswine, but like Mamoswine wasn't the pick.
Yeah, I'll give you Mamoswine, but I feel like the defense,
yeah,
the
you have a lot of
offense
slow
is
bolter,
for the most
a
part.
lot of things to go into. Crest is just an annoying Pokemon to deal with, and
Crest, Mandibuzz, and Fortress, all three of them cover each other pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to run like some HP Fire to like really blow it back.
Yeah.
Like a Psychic or like a Ghost type with, I don't even know. Well, that wouldn't break through Mandibuzz.
Yeah. There's a lot of troubles that other teams would have to come with.
Yeah, I'm a little like baiting the Trick, like when Trick and Toxic with Mandibuzz and Crest.
And Lantern is kind of okay with Heal Bell to stop the Toxic a little bit, but you don't bring Lantern to every game generally.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some of them, like Crest has like cool moves like Lunar Dance.
Yeah,
which
she
can
can definitely set up something like a Charizard late game that you use to like break through walls early and then sweep through the game late.
Yeah, get like a Lunar Dance into Charizard X and then get all the health back.
Yeah. And
Lunar Dance
it happens before rocks too, so
yeah,
you can save somebody out of rocks range, which will work for both Noivern and Charizard X. Like, there's a lot of work you can do with that, but I'm just a little bit bummed you ended up with Mamoswine.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's all right. I'll make it work. I'll make these Nidoking Mamoswine combo work.
At the very least, we agreed on our favorite draft. At the very least, and that's going to be the Washington Wishcash, headed off by Miguel. We both like this team a lot.
Yeah, this is a really solid team. This is like Fancy's team last year on steroids.
Yeah. You got the Kira, you got the Jirachi, you got the Gliscor, but then you also got like Lopunny, Darmanitan, and just a lot of threats.
Yeah, and Hitmonchan's pretty good.
Hitmonchan's just a really solid Pokemon.
Ninjask
is a really great tier 6, really offensive bug. Can late game sweep really well on its own, depending on its sets.
Or speed pass, Kieran B.
Yeah, especially he can put on passive speed boost to a game. Or Darmanitan even. You can run. Imagine running an Adamant Darmanitan. Just think of it.
Yeah, Adamant choice banded Darmanitan with +2 speed.
Yeah. Just think about that for a second.
That's gonna tear through some holes.
Yeah.
Through some walls. Tentacruel, really good pick as a good spinner, as a nice backup to Hitmonchan.
Yeah.
You don't have to, like, if you want to spin, you have to bring Hitmonchan.
Yeah.
Water Poison's pretty good typing, too.
Yep.
Gliscor off the ground Mon to protect Tentacruel from getting earthquaked.
Yeah.
And protect back.
Gliscor, Tentacruel gets good enough synergy. Tentacruel eats ice moves all day. Gliscor eats the earthquakes like they're nothing.
Yeah, Torterra also is pretty good at...
He does have a couple quad ice weaknesses, but he has a lot of ice resistances too, so it does not that big a deal.
Jirachi, Tentacruel, Magneton.
Yeah.
Dusknoir. Well, Dusknoir is pretty fat.
Dusknoir is just in general fat, and better than Dusclops in my opinion, just because he's not nearly as passive. He's not nearly as bulky either, but he can actually do some damage with like a Shadow Punch or like one of the elemental punches he has.
Yeah, I think he gets all of them. Yeah. I was playing Battle Factory right before we started, and I got choice banded Dusknoir.
Yeah,
I was like, pretty cool set
for sure.
And yeah, I mean, like the possibilities of speed passing, it makes it really good, I think. And then Torterra is pretty good too, but he might have been able to upgrade a little bit from Torterra.
Torterra and Gliscor are a little bit redundant with each other, more or less.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's somewhere that if he makes a free agency change, like that's probably where he does it.
Yeah, and he has those 20 floating points that he can turn into a tier 4 or something, whatever have you.
I didn't even really realize that. Yeah, I guess probably the one criticism of his team, it's a little earthquake weak.
Gliscor is basically immune to edge wigs.
Yeah, but I mean, Jirachi, Tentacruel, Magneton,
Torterra even. That's why I said it's a little bit redundant with Edgequake. Edgequake
sure.
immunity.
And
Torterra resists both of them. Has a really high physical defense. Same with Gliscor.
Yeah, I mean, and Darmanitan is a little Earthquake weak too.
You don't take any hit with Darmanitan, but he has a lot of wall breaking. He has a lot of late game sweeping. Just very scary team to deal with. And
little Earthquake and Ice weakness. There's a mod from the last team. Me and Money play last week of the season, so.
Yeah, so matching that up, it's going to be annoying to deal with. But I think aside from that, it's just a really solid team, and it's going to be a bitch to plan for. And even if it does have some shared weaknesses, I think the team handles each other very well, and it's just going to be a bitch to deal with.
Even Sword Dance Gliscor.
Yeah, I mean, like even offensive Gliscor can do some work too.
Yeah, Sword Dance pass into like.
You can Sword Dance agility pass into everything. You can Rock Polish Torterra. He has a lot of options for setup too.
And then diversity in setup too, which is always nice.
Yeah, for sure.
The Tentacruel doesn't get any setup moves, right?
He gets Sword Dance.
Tentacruel gets Sword Dance?
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting. Tentacruel is another one of those mons that gets really random moves.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Mirror Coat, and then like Giga Drain, even though it has like the ability.
He has the Liquid Ooze.
Yeah, the anti-Giga Drain, and it gets Giga Drain.
Yep.
Lopunny is. I think Lopunny fits very well onto this team.
Yeah, for sure. He has a lot of Pokemon that can whittle down a lot of other Pokemon, like whittle down the threats, and Lopunny can come in late game fairly reliably.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know you're not the biggest fan of Lopunny, but I think
Lopunny, if he's your only form of offense, is awful. Because if you have like a defensive mon with like Rocky Helmet, and you're bad, and you want to go for Fake Out or something, like you just switch into the Fake Out, the Rocky Helmet user, and your Lopunny will take 20% every time it does its moves. And blah. I like Lopunny's good as a late game sweeper, but if you're using it like to get tempo mid game, it's just kind of he doesn't hit hard enough to break through like physically defensive mons. Like if you have like a Garbodor with Rocky Helmet, it's just like, oh cool, Fake Out plus anything, and I'm dead to Aftermath, Rocky Helmet, everything.
I feel like. Do you think like I'm trying to think like what kind of mon would you need to bring? Like could like a poison type, could like a good poison type with an Earthquake do pretty well against this team?
Like what? Like a Venusaur?
Yeah, I guess maybe like Venusaur. Nobody drafted Drapion, but Drapion pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he can do a lot of work with his team.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a really good team. I mean,
yeah, it's
both of us think it's the best team.
Both of us think it's the best team. I think Gliscor is the hidden gem of this team because it handles, like, it synergizes with, like, all of his Pokemon really, really well.
Yeah. I mean, the Jirachi Gliscor Karen Black core, it's like...
Yeah, it's Fancy had it, and Fancy might have kind of choked his season away and choked everyone's seasons away, but he had a good core with the Gliscor and Jirachi Karen Black.
Yeah, because like Jirachi can eat up any of the ice hits, and even potentially dragon hits, and so can Gliscor to a degree.
Yeah.
And then like Gliscor protects Jirachi from Earthquake.
Yep.
And then Karen Black is just a monster.
So I think we've more or less exhausted our time. We've been going on for almost an hour and a half. So at the very least. Our thoughts on these drafts. I think there's a couple teams that I think are a lot worse than Kyle gives them credit for, and there's a lot of teams like I think Tom's is a little bit better than he gives it credit for. A couple others along the way as well. But more or less, we have a same general opinion of what teams we like. But other than that, that's probably going to be it from us.
Jade, who do you think had the best improvement from season 2 to season 3?
In drafting?
Yeah.
I think Matt had a D improvement. Polish stayed the same. Fancy got worse. Tom improved because Tom's draft was awful. in Season 2. He had like 5 walls and like nothing else.
Yeah, not a lot of power.
I think Tom improved decently well. Dougie's is fine. I mean, to be fair, I don't think like you improved. You just picked a bad tier and picked a really hard to use team second season, and I can't really say like you improved because you had a pretty good draft season 1. Like you improved and then wanted to get like do something fancy and try something new. So I can't really blame you on that. Mixed teams have always been good. You can't really touch Toulon's draft with the RNG. I think Miguel would have had to be the most improved because his team was fairly average aside from everything else on Season 2, and his team looks really, really good now. I definitely think his team is probably the best improved team, if not say Tom's, because Tom was pretty bad, in my opinion, at the beginning of the league. At the beginning of Season 2, he had to patch it up with something like Staraptor later on. But other than that, I think Tom and Miguel are definitely the most improved teams from Season 2 to Season 3.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that. I think, I think Polish got better, like a lot better.
Sure, like Polish got better, but I don't think his team's good. Like we still ranked him like among the bottom 3. So
I think a lot of people got better. I think a lot of people this season. I think it's going to be even better than Season 2.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun season, of course. It's only six weeks. Like it's going to be a shorter season. There's going to be no rematches. It's just going to be a nice season to fill your time while Gen 7 is going to be one huge clusterfuck and deciding what's good, what's bad, what's bannable, and just going to be a nice segue into that Gen 7 metagame. But that's going to be it from us. My name is JadeHex, and this is Kyle. Be sure to check out his channel if we're not already there. Regardless, that's going to be it from us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
See you guys.